Here is a 2023 Mazda CX-50 Meridian Edition in polymetal gray metallic over takara leather interior. This is an all-new edition and an all-new vehicle, so you're going to have more of a rugged look to it with some luxury blends, because when you get into Mazda, it's going to be more premium. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and when you option the Meridian Edition, you're going to get more flares for that rugged performance with the garnish that's going to be around the headlamp assembly, LED headlights and daytime runnings, and the gloss black around the honeycomb grille. The Meridian Edition doesn't stop there. On the hood, you're going to get the graphics. You'll get the platform. The front and rear will get the splash guards with 18-inch black metallic alloy wheels, all-terrain tires. The side rockers are going to look a little bit more aggressive, but it will not increase any ground clearance, so it's very similar to a Honda HPD package. Off the same platform as the Mazda 3 and the CX-30. Underneath the hood, Skyactiv G inline 4-cylinder turbo, 256 horsepower, 320 pound-feet of torque paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission, standard all-wheel drive, which when you're comparing to Honda or Toyota, or even going up the notch to Infiniti and Acura, that's not going to be the case. You're going to have to pay extra. And that twin scroll turbocharge gets 23 mpgs for the city, 29 mpgs for the highway. Comparing it against the CX-5, this one's going to be an inch or so more in length, and it has a more wide profile stance. Going to Honda, Toyota, Hyundai, this is going to be quicker with that twin scroll turbocharged engine. And because we have the Meridian Edition package, it looks like it's getting ready to go off-road with G-vectoring control, so it's going to be dynamically better than the competition. Combination LED taillights, the gloss black is going to come over it, and you get the satin aluminum that's running over your dual exhaust outlets. You're going to have the same pattern more or less that's found in the rear and the front, meaning that grille pattern that's going to be on the side that's non-functional. In this area, kind of wish they would have just left it with the polymetal gray metallic that just bulged in, because it would have gave more of a sporty look and kept a little bit more of that off-road blend to the vehicle. Power liftgate going into 34.4 cubic feet of storage. We're going to move this privacy cover so you can see it has LED interior lights. You got a bag holder with a 12-volt charger here. Underneath the floor, gets a spare tire, split fold the rear bench in the back at a 60-40 split that's going to increase cargo to 54.3 cubic feet. This is a turbocharged. We need to go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust noise. Terracotta leather interior, 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver, 4-way power seat adjustment for the passenger. I like the piping that gets the black and it's perforated. Headroom is going to be right at the same as the CX-5, and the same thing with the leg space. They do a good job carving it out. The new CX-50 gets a more sporty dashboard, especially the way the air vents are on the driver's side, because it just keeps that sport zoom styling for Mazda. 10.25 non-touch screen with AM, FM, Pandora, Bluetooth connectivity. We do not have navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Put it into reverse and you get a reverse camera and the lines do not move. It's not going to cover the whole screen either. Going into the contrast stitching, which is unique for the Meridian Edition. Dual climate control settings, a storage pocket right here in the front with a 12-volt that's going to be hidden. A key fob for the CX-50. Leather around the shifter. MI drive mode, which starts off with sport, normal, and off-road. The rotary knob that will be for all the functionality for the infotainment screen. And when you're using this, it's not only just turning this way or that way, but you also can maneuver it this way. So there's a lot of different movements in order to make it easier to configure. It's going to be more soft, opens up as a 2-part. It's pushed back a little bit more so with some USB ports, and it is a pretty deep storage pocket. Leather wrap steering wheel, 3-spoke multi-function with the paddle shifters, 7-inch LCD infotainment screen that can go through an array of information for the driver. We do not have the upgraded Bose sound system, but I like how the satin aluminum goes into the dash and the contrast stitching that goes into the dash. Just paying attention to detail is what Mazda is doing. It's going to be more soft for your arms. One touch up and down for all the windows, and a medium-sized storage pocket with a beverage holder carved out with a pano moonroof, auto-dimming rear view mirror. For the back seat, headroom is not necessarily an issue, which is a good thing, because leg space is also about the same, and that's with me driving. Storage only behind the passenger seat, 2 USB ports, air vents. It's going to be soft pretty much everywhere except for where it needs to be cleaned up. The door panel is going to get some of the same materials, except you're not going to get the satin aluminum or the contrast stitching. They kind of strip it out, put soft materials right here where it's needed, and about a medium-sized storage pocket. The floor is not completely flat. The rails are pushed up enough, so feet space is going to still be shared, but in shoulder space is not necessarily too bad. And for the headroom, it's actually doable when you have the retractable cover open. 256 horsepower, 320 pound-feet of torque with premium fuel. Otherwise, it's 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. It's still going to be motivated better than pretty much all the rivals because everyone's doing a CVT transmission. So if you go into Honda, I mean, that's what you're getting with the CR-V or even the HR-V. Going into Toyota, depending on the engine, if you go hybrid or if you go gas, and if you go up the level to Infinity, the QX-50, well, that's going to be CVT transmission also. So thinking about what you're getting, 6-speed automatic transmission. Volkswagen's Taos, in which that one is going to have an 8-speed automatic transmission, but it's going to be significantly slower than this, and it's also a little bit smaller than this. This is going to be more rugged, and yet keeping a premium interior, which is really hard to find that blend. Now we're going to see what that twin scroll turbocharge is capable of. And it holds itself pretty good when you're taking some light cornering. It's not necessarily a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, but I like the dynamic feel that you get out of it. It's going to be a little bit more noisy because we got the platform on the top and these are all-terrain tires. But the difference in the regular CX-50 to the Meridian Edition, I will say it's not necessarily something that's overkill where it feels like you're in a Jeep. The steering will be right at the same. There's not really much difference there. You're not changing anything with your suspension. So even though you're getting the look and you can do some light off-roading because it is an all-wheel drive vehicle, I wouldn't go too crazy with it. I think it definitely ticks the box, but it's going to take me to some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros, the Meridian Edition, you do get a little bit more components than you would get with the HPD package, which I like the HPD package when it comes to Honda. It's just there's not that much aesthetics that come with that $2,000 to $3,000 price point. Here you're still paying about $2,000 to $3,000, but you're not just getting wheels, you're getting aesthetics, you're getting graphics, you're getting the platform. You can just keep going on. I like the Takara interior. The seats are soft. On a con, the power seat adjustment for the passenger side needs to be at least 6-way. Some other pros is they tailored the interior like a luxury vehicle. So when you're thinking premium, Mazda really has been stepping up their game, but on the con, you're not getting standard navigation. And when you are looking at a premium vehicle, typically navigation becomes standard. You do receive wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a nice touch, but then you're not receiving Sirius XM. Another con would be this panel moonroof. Because of the platform, there's really no use of having a panel moonroof. I get it, you can unscrew it, but because it's a Meridian Edition, I would leave it up there because it looks more rugged. I like the sporty drive that you get in the passenger seat because the way the air vents are, it feels kind of like a little sports car, and with the turbo, I mean, it's gonna push you back. And I would say the best part about the CX-50 is they've cleaned up a lot of the issues that I had with the CX-5, meaning the center cluster. It's a lot more clean. It's not just an elbow rest, it's an actual armrest, whether you're short or tall. So they've definitely moved to the next level. But in the same category, why would you give an all new variant when you could put these components on the CX-5? Here we go. The road noise will be a little bit more so, but like I was saying at the beginning, I don't think it's going to alter your mind because of the aesthetics that you get on the exterior, and you're getting a ability to put more cargo on top of the roof. 3,500 pounds of towing, it's pretty good for the size of this vehicle. I mean, look at the front of this thing. It definitely has that zoom. You're not going to feel this same fun factor in a Hyundai or the Honda. They're a little bit more grown up, and even the interior is going to stress that also. So if you're looking for that sport feel, I think this is definitely going to tick the box. And I mean, nearly 30 mpgs is pretty good when you're considering a turbo. Obviously, if you drive it hard all the time, it's not going to be getting that kind of mpgs. Putting it on normal will lower the RPM, so that way you can get better fuel economy, and you can just kind of relax, set the adaptive cruise control, and let the car drive for itself. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Mazda of Clearwater for giving us this 2023 Mazda CX-50 Meridian Edition for our car review.